Alright, boys, here we go again. The Hasan situation just keeps getting messier, and unfortunately, Charlie Kirk is involved. It's sad, it's a dead person, and it's pretty disgusting that people are making this a thing to be jolly about. And yeah, there's a whole lot of drama to cover, especially involving the Hasan cuck circle. But yeah, you're definitely gonna want to stick around with this one, because every single person on the internet has managed to drag themselves into this story. Hasan, Ethan Klein, and Nisa, XQC, even Ted Tone literally is now involved in this. But yeah, subscribe, and let's get into this. So yeah, quick recap: Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at a campus event. Tragic, disturbing, and no matter what you think of the guy's politics, it's one of the things we just don't want to see happen. Yeah, so moving on from that, he was supposed to be debating Hasan Piker at Dartmouth University in just a couple of weeks from now, which already gives the whole thing a surreal twist. Last time Kirk and Hasan crossed paths was in the world of debates, and now Hasan could have potentially put himself front and center in line. Honestly, the main thing is it's sad that a father got shot, and honestly, this is the worst thing of them all. Father with two kids. I mean, everyone keeps saying this, but it is true. He's a person at the end of the day, and this didn't deserve to happen. But Hasan Piker was here in a clip shown basically kind of just redirect all of the attention on himself, and it was just being a narcissist, as you know, of making it about himself. Here's a clip.
I was supposed to debate him at Dartmouth University 15 days from now in a public event, in a public setting. I go out to public settings like this all the time. So there's a level of closeness in that regard.
Like, you see him here saying, I'm supposed to be debating, and like, this could be me. Like, I could be a figure that could be target. It's like the girl. I mean, to be honest, it is scary because now we know that just having a conversation can just get you shot, that he could very well be a target when you actually think about it. But the way he just wording it, like, oh guys, look, I'm also a figure that can be shot. It's like, bro, this is not all about you. And yeah, so that's the backdrop. And now let's talk about the absolute circus that's unfolded since these events. Him gloating basically that he is also a political target, weirdly. We only see disavowed these actions, but I need you to believe, are these truly his real beliefs? I mean, we'll talk about that later in the video when we look at some new clips. But yeah, so Hasan writes his piece for the New York Times, and the headline, it literally says, I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. Here's what I would have said. In the article, Hasan frames it as being shocked and disturbed by the killing, talks about political violence, and basically reflects on what he would have told Kirk at their debate. On paper, it's not the craziest thing. A lot of people do reflective essays when tragedies happen. And in my opinion, Hasan, knowing him, it is hard not to believe he has not had ulterior motives in this and trying to posture himself up as the superhero again in this situation, as he's tried to elude the superhero before in many past situations.
Why do people keep saying Superman Hasan superhero W? I keep seeing that in the chat.
Maybe it's because of your thing.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Like, bro, you're not Superman, bro. You're not saving anyone, bro. You're literally just radicalizing the youth, bro. But yeah, you've got people like Ted Tone calling him out, saying this is just a narcissistic PR. Ted Tone tweeted literally saying the son was using Kirk's death as a PR campaign for himself, calling it the most on-brand thing he's ever done. He even went as far as calling his son a terrorist-living ass. And I'll be honest, I get why people think he's a little tone deaf. Kirk's body isn't even cold, and Hasan is publishing essays in the New York Times about what he would have said to him. The optics are rough. At the same time though, Hasan did know Kirk, they debated, and it was a scheduled event, so him writing about it isn't totally out of left field either. The problem is that this feels framed around Hasan more than Kirk, which is why people are saying he's making about himself, and I kind of agree in that. And like, oh, here's what I would have said to him. It's like, bro, just like, can we just have a bit of more sympathy for just not even Kirk, but the situation in general, man. This is just horrible that just happened. Now, let's get into Ethan Klein, because of course he had something to say about this. Ethan went off on Hasan, basically accusing him of farming Kirk's death for clout in mainstream outlets. His words were, Ethan's position is pretty clear. Hasan turned Kirk's death into another way to market himself, and Ethan pretty much thinks that's disgusting. I mean, we all can see that it's a bit odd at the very least. Like I said, he knew him, he's going to comment on this, but the way he puts himself in the forefront, it's natural to assume, yeah, he's how does things like he's making this about himself. And of course, Hasan fired back on stream. Hasan says Ethan is trying to design a reasonable liberal position by throwing him under the bus. Hasan basically said that even acts like a real evil in this country isn't Trump or the government, but it's Hasan Piker and Twitter leftists. I'll play the clip here.
Did you see Joe Troll was kind of blaming it on you. Yes, dude, he is in a very weird environment. I think he's like trying to design like a reasonable liberal position for himself where he just like actively says like the real evil in this country is not the Trump administration or reactionary conservatism, but instead is, Hasan Abi Piker and others like him. It's the Twitter leftists that he thinks are the primary villains here.
So yeah, you can see this is spiraling into a very personal beef once again, and Ethan basically thinks Hasan is cynically explaining a debt, and Hasan basically thinks Egan is trying to appeal to the middle, reasonable liberal side by making him a scapegoat and just throwing him into the bus. But I mean, what do you think on this? And yeah, man, this is sad what politics is doing, because you can literally see here that this just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. This is so boring and so useless to you in your personal life. I think you're better off just not rotting your brain with this on either side, man. This is just bad. And this is where things get even uglier, because as soon as Ethan and others criticized Hasan, people began resurfacing his old clips. Someone posted here the clip of Hasan ranting about how you should take down your enemies. I'll play the clip here.
I'm sick and tired of it. Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be fucking showing your opponents guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage.
This is just completely unhinged rhetoric, just completely violent and just blatantly horrific. I mean, these type of beliefs, they just lead to dangerous actions. Actions like what happened on September the 10th. I'm not trying to allude that Hasan even caused that in the slightest, because this person was just unhinged, but it's not healthy to be spreading these ideologies, and the fact he's trying to pretend that, I don't support this. You definitely support rhetoric exactly like this, man. And yeah, that's exactly what Ethan and others are using as ammo, saying you condemn political violence, but here you are joking about stabbing people on stage. Yeah, okay. And I pretty much agree with that. Now, this whole serious segment is going on. There's something a little less serious and kind of funny. During the stream, Anissa jumps into Ethan's mic and says this.
Oh, Anissa's got something to say.
The all-knowing succubus knows you're watching, Ethan Klein.
Oh.
I know you're watching.
She's planning.
I'm plotting.
Plotting and planning. Ooh.
I mean, definitely an ominous quote. I guess he tried to be a little funny, but honestly, it was just cringe, bro. And she immediately got clowned for this. I mean, it looks like a failed attempt of being mysterious or like promoting her OnlyFans or something. Someone responded here saying, "At a succubus, girl, you're pushing Gertie with no job." Like, brutal. Just straight up brutal, bro. And Ethan here responds, and he kind of briefed it off with his joke telling Yamisa to go back to the kitchen.
But yeah, go back to the kitchen.
Yeah, go back in the kitchen. Stop trying to share your thoughts. Nobody cares, girlie. Let your dumb fuck husband attempt to stream to 130 people.
Misogynist. I need to be on a leash.
When it comes to Anissa, I'm a raging misogynist.
Which I'll admit is kind of funny in the moment. It was a joke between them, but I guess that's kind of a bold thing to say live though, bro. Like, are you not scared Hasan is just gonna use that against you? You're sexist, bro. Like, they're gonna come after you. But I guess he doesn't care. But yeah, that's just funny, bro. Here we have XQC now weighing in. He actually made one of the more reasonable points in this entire mess. You're spotted to Destiny calling him out for and only getting his political information from social media. XQC's take was basically that he avoids politics most of the time. I'll play the clip here.
Because these fucking retards, okay? XQ Down syndrome and fucking Asmongold Trisomy 23. These guys get all of their political views and all of their understanding of current politics from social media and Twitch.
Look, what you need to understand is that a lot of times, especially in times like these, I avoid the topic of the politics entirely. Give you clips where I'm doing any political talk. Bro, it's core fundamentals, like the concept of violence, the concept of choosing wording, what you say.
And honestly, he's right. That's the heart of this whole thing. When a guy gets shot at campus, it's not about politics anymore, right? It's just bloodshed and anger being acted out in real life. It's just disgusting, pure just violence, purely abhorrent, disgusting. We should not support that no matter what side you're on. Calling it political discourse is just a way of just sanitizing it. So where credit is due, XQC was kind of spitting here. So where does that leave us? We've got Hasan being accused of narcissism and PR stunts, and Ethan Klein was blasting him for farming clown. Old clips being resurfaced of him looking hypocritical, and they were quite horrible. And the fact that XQC has been an elusive reason over a lot of this is pretty shocking. Yeah, the absurdity here is wild. A man was shot, and instead of uniting and understanding how terrible that is, the internet is just using it as fuel for some Emma's beefs and drama loops that we've just seen for years. And at the end of the day, I think everyone can agree that Charlie Kirk did not deserve this. Political violence is disgusting, no matter who it's aimed at. If the takeaway from all of this is more internet fights and PR wars, then we've learned absolutely nothing. And yeah, that's where I'll leave it for now. Let me know what you think about this. And yeah, subscribe.